Hey everyone, it's Nino, Sidewalker Daily, and in today's video, I want to talk about Instagram engagement, how we can increase it, especially with such low reach nowadays on Instagram, and just different tactics that you can implement right away to beat the algorithm. You see, I work with creators and influencers and Instagrammers day in and day out, so I get this a lot. Nino, why is my engagement so low? Or I'm afraid to pitch to brands because my engagement's low, or all these other factors around this word engagement. Today's video is going to be super in depth, and I'm going to basically break it down for you. So get comfortable, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, if you're interested in all things social media, creator, influencer, all that good stuff. Okay, now before we even dive into how do you grow your engagement, you need to understand how the platform works. You can't grow your engagement on Instagram if your content isn't even being seen, right? So actually, the first step that we need to do is understand the algorithm, understand how Instagram is pushing out content, because the thing is, you could be suffering from low engagement because your content is not even getting the reach or the visibility that you used to get, right? So they're correlated. So that's how we're gonna first go ahead and start off. Instagram has let us know that there are various factors to determine your in-feed experience, right? Because your Instagram feed looks very different than mine versus someone else, right? We are all getting different information presented to us. We're all getting different content, and they've told us what goes into it. Or the first thing Instagram is measuring is the content. And this doesn't only necessarily mean, is it a video versus a photo versus a story? Yes, that is a very big part of it because we all know that Instagram is pushing the video tip, but outside of that, it's also the relevancy of that piece of content. Like, they're not going to show you a post from 3 months ago, right? They want to show you a post that's 3 hours ago. Their goal is to keep you on the app getting fresh new content. In terms of timeliness, like if you are consistent in your posting schedule, Instagram is going to obviously push out your new content so that your followers can see it. Some other things Instagram takes into account is who you engage with, right? So have you ever noticed if you start engaging with someone or liking their stuff or commenting on their stuff, you start to see more of them? This is not a coincidence, right? This is like technically algorithm 101. This is how it works. Whoever you engage with, Instagram is like, ding, 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 this person wants more content from this person. So we're gonna make sure that this person sees your stuff, right? So that is a really interesting point when you start thinking about, oh wait, like that's why I'm seeing so much of this person's stuff, because I personally am engaging with it. And that's why in today's video, we're gonna share some strategies that you can also implement so that people start engaging with your stuff, so therefore you pop up on their feed. Also, search has a really big effect on the algorithm, right? So like even me, if I search healthy meal prep, or if I'm searching, I don't know, nail designs, or activities for kids, or whatever I'm personally searching, that is going to start to pop up on my own homepage, right? So also the keywords that I am putting into the search box on Instagram is having a direct effect with the type of content I am seeing. So this begs the question, are you optimizing the keywords in your captions so that you again populate, so that you are able to get that reach or get that visibility? I have started to see more and more content show up on my home feed just from search. So obviously keywords is a really big push that Instagram and all social media platforms are taking into account. Now, I want to show you guys a really cool trick. I'm going to show you here on my phone. If you go on Instagram and you click, you're on your feed and you're just scrolling, and you click these little 3 dots up here on a post. This is Lauren. She is part of our community. It shows you right here why you're seeing this post. Let's go ahead and click it. Let's see why I'm seeing this. Okay, well, one, I follow her. I followed her for 3 months. You like posts from Lauren more than other accounts you follow. So Instagram knows that I like her content more, so they are trying to show me more of it, right? So Instagram is showing us right here. And again, you can do this for anyone that you start to follow. You can start to say like, why am I getting this? And it's just kind of like a fun exercise. Alice in Wonder, I have followed this account for 1 year. this post is newer than others that you've seen. So again, they're saying this is the new stuff. Maybe you're gonna enjoy it. That's why we're sharing it with you. Now, in terms of the content that you're gonna be creating, obviously we know that Reels and video and short form is a big push. I'm sure you've heard it before a lot. If you struggle with Reels, you don't have to worry. We have an Instagram Reels bootcamp. It is an amazing training to teach you how to create Reels, how to come up with ideas and hooks, and it gives you all the technical stuff. So you don't have to feel intimidated by Reels anymore, short form, and you don't even have to show your face if that's something you don't want to do. But obviously this is helpful for your reach because you are reaching people that don't follow you. So I know this video is about engagement. I'm gonna get there, but again, we need to get people to see us and then get them to engage with us. We can't even start engagement until we get visibility. So if you are interested, again, in doing Reels and you're stuck, or if you don't know how, check out our Instagram Reels bootcamp. It's gonna help you get started on this portion so that you can be producing consistently. Now, I did just wanna say something really quickly about Reels from our own personal experience, okay? This is, again, us going into our insights and analyzing our monthly data on our account. Our account is seeing a tremendous growth in accounts reached because of our consistency in Reels. We try to post a reel a day, and we've been super consistent, and we have seen our views go up. So I did just want to give you guys like a little bit of a boost of confidence. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen it, why isn't it taking off? Just remember, consistency is the only cheat code. It does take time. Now, I always get asked the question, Nina, what's good engagement rate on Instagram? What's a good number? And honestly, Instagram won't confirm what that number is. I think regularly we're expecting anywhere from 2 to 5% being standard, and anything above that considered high. When you think about it, it's so crazy, right? Like in terms of the number of followers you have, you know, to think that, wow, like 10% of my followers like engage with me and that's a high number, it does just really put it into perspective. Now, I did want to share a new thought in the industry about calculating engagement. Back in the day, it was likes and comments, but we're seeing it has changed. It is no longer just measuring your likes and comments. There are new metrics that are being influenced in the equation, such as shares and saves. On Instagram Insights, there's an entire section dedicated to your engagement, and it shows it to you per reel, per post, per story. You're able to see the shares, you're able to see the saves, and that is very important. And that's why when brands are working with influencers, it's just changed. It's no longer like, oh, how well did this post do? Because we can't see things like, oh, how many shares did this get? Or how many saves did this content get? And for me, shares and saves, they're almost like super likes, right? They're really, really important from someone that's on the brand side and has worked with influencers and creators and Instagrammers. Like, I love those metrics because it tells me that your content, though, you know, tons of people aren't commenting or liking it, they are sharing it. And if I'm sponsoring that, I want my content to be shared, or your content to be shared. So I think it's a very important metric to consider. And then also in terms of engagement rate, we're also seeing it not being done in terms using the whole total follower count. People are doing it now based on impressions. So when you go into your insights, you're able to see how many people or how many impressions did this specific post get, right? So like your post could have gotten maybe 2,000 impressions and you have 60,000 followers. So that means only 2,000 people see it. How many of those 2,000 people, you know, clicked like or shared or commented? And I think that's a more accurate way to calculate engagement, is using the impressions for the post versus the total followers, because it really reflects the number of people who saw the content, okay? So remember, when you are coming up with your engagement rate, you can choose if you want to use impressions or followers. And I definitely recommend that you consider your shares and your saves when you're putting that metric together. So the way it would look, it would be comments plus likes plus shares plus saves divided by the number of impressions for that specific post. And then you would multiply that by 100 to get the engagement rate for that post. And again, that's using the impression-based system. If you wanted to do the follower system, you would swap out the impressions for the numbers of followers in that equation. Now, if you guys are enjoying this content so far, before I share some tips on how to increase that engagement, some good call to actions to include, make sure you register for our free gift for influencers and creators. We have an entire resource library that you guys can get access to, full of tons of goodies for creators, influencers, Instagrammers, YouTubers, podcasters, TikTokers, all y'all. Make sure you take advantage of that free gift, and I'll include the link below. So let's talk about increasing that engagement. So we've figured out, we really got into the algorithm in the first part of today's video. We dived pretty deep into our insights. We were able to see how to measure it, how to start calculating our engagement, and what are the factors that our content's not getting seen. But now let's think about, okay, how can we not only increase our reach, but increase our engagement? So I think obviously the first step is when you're content planning, ask yourself, like, is this post shareable, savable, useful, valuable? Is my audience gonna like it? And then there's so many ways that you can up that, right? Like maybe it's expanding on the caption, or when you're creating certain reels, you start creating information that, you know, your audience, that new people that are in your niche would want to follow. Consider that as part of like your posting strategy. Literally ask yourself in your calendar, what is the call to action to this post, if any? Like, what am I asking my audience to do? Am I talking to them in like a humanistic tone? I think we're seeing more and more Instagram shift from that less polished to a little bit more authentic and a little bit more just like chill in general. So use your captions, or use, you know, let your personality shine in your content, whether that's through stories or through your content, like your actual video, your reels, or in your caption. Talk to your audience, get them to respond back, get them to DM you, DM them back. Instagram knows if people are sending you tons of DMs, if people are interacting with your page. And remember, in order to get, you have to give. So you also have to engage with other accounts, right? Like I would look at it almost as like a shopping mall, and this is your store, and you just can't expect everyone to be running to your store and you're just sitting there like really doing nothing, right? You have to almost be present, be active, be consistent, so that you can also be available for when that traffic does come. I think Instagram stories are definitely underrated in the power that they have of creating a bond with you. Like I think if you post stories consistently and let your personality shine, and people start getting used to like seeing your stories, yes, it's not reaching a new audience, but people get like obsessed and excited to see your stuff. And this will then help drive your engagement towards your other content that posts, right? Because remember, you guys just saw, it's like, oh, you know, maybe I'm engaging with someone's stories a lot and watching them, and then Instagram is able to now show me their posts and their reels and all of that because I'm already engaging with them. We talked briefly about keywords, but this is a very important action item if you're trying to grow your engagement. Make sure you are including keyword rich captions so that, again, the people that are looking for you can come to you. This is very important because we want to find the right person to then engage with your account. I want you guys to also think about in your content calendar, what can you create that's shareable? Are there shareable graphics? Is it shareable content? Savable? You tell people save this post for more. Again, we're seeing that in the first line of some people's captions because they're literally telling their audience to do so. And I know it feels weird to tell them that, but trust me, it makes a difference. Literally just saying save for later, if you know, maybe if it's a travel post, or if it's a parent, whatever your niche is, there is probably an opportunity for you to add value, and you want to tell your people to share it, especially if you're providing some sort of carousel where you're posting lots of different content, maybe in a storyline. It gets people to engage with that piece of content. So I think, again, that is a really good way to ensure that people are engaging with you because you're creating stuff that they want to save and share. Another great way to increase your engagement is to collaborate with other people. Use the collaboration feature, post with other accounts. Not only are you able to borrow their audience and get new people to hopefully jump over and follow you, you're also going to leverage that engagement from that post. Because if you're both posting it, now people are getting, you know, familiar with your content. They're able to see you, and most likely they are going to want to follow you. And it's a great way to increase that conversion from, you know, being on someone else's account and getting them to join yours. Also, when all else fails, you know, or if you're looking for ways to really give your audience a boost, you could do a giveaway as a way to get people to sign up, to like, to comment, to kind of just give you a little bit of a jet boost. I think this is always like a fun idea, especially if you're trying to give back to your audience, or maybe you hit a certain milestone. You know, doing a giveaway, whether it be alone or with other creators, could be a nice way to kind of say, hey, come hopefully getting them to like your content so that they can hopefully see more of it, and it's all within the same niche. And then this creates kind of like a trickle effect. And lastly, guys, we talked about stories, but there's so many story stickers. There's so many fun ways to get people to have fun on your account, you know, using all the different features Instagram has available to drive engagement. Use them. That's what they're there for. And I know that sometimes it can get frustrating frustrating, but remember, consistency is so important. Don't give up, keep going. You're gonna see it come. I just know it. So again, wrapping up here, if you need help with those reels, check out our Reels Bootcamp. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Like our video, engage with our video. Let us know if you like this type of content so we can make more of it. And we will see you guys in the next video.